Share via email. Report story. By Pharaoh Chaco. The final battle is over. It's finally over. Izuku feels numb. His knees on the ground. Back slouched over. Eyes staring at his hands. They're purple and painful, but, well, that's nothing new. He'll be okay, he thinks. His ears are ringing and he feels his body slowly giving into sleep, though his mind is whirling. The headache Izuku's starting to get is not like any he's felt before. It makes his head feel like it's going to explode. He blinks slowly, used to the tears that are dripping out his eyes. Not his usual full-blown cries, rather just stray tears dropping out his eyes as if they'd rather be anywhere else. Izuku isn't happy. Why should he be happy about all this? He. He killed Shigaraki. But he saved Tenko in the process. It was a sorrowful ending for the lost child, but he was in a better place now, finally happy and able to rest. He was free. That made Izuku wonder if anyone is ever really free. Like, truly free. That's what most of the villains were fighting for after all, freedom. Freedom to be themselves. The heroes too. They fought for the freedom of the citizens from men like All for One. Everyone was fighting for freedom. What? What is freedom? What does that really mean? He supposes the freedom to live. To really live. But that's impossible in this world. Absolutely unattainable. Not in this world. There are always taxes to pay, people to bend a knee to, work that needs to be done to at least be comfortable in a four-wall box people call houses. People that will look down on others for not looking or acting a certain way, for not having everything they believe everyone should have. No one is ever free. Izuku wonders if the only way to get freedom is through death. He doesn't want to know. Not yet, at least. There's still so many things Izuku needs and wants to do before he goes. But he can't help but wonder if the rest of his life will consist of him being a slave of society. Being nothing but a tool to keep this faux freedom. Will he ever really be someone worthwhile? Or will he get thrown aside the moment he isn't deemed useful anymore? Will he be hated like he did a year ago, before he got one for all? Who will Izuku? Who will Deku become? He doesn't notice the pair of legs stop in front of him. He doesn't notice them bend until they're on their knees, almost touching his. Izuku's danger sense doesn't alert him. But the very moment the hand he knows all too well touches his cheek and cups it, he knows exactly who it is and he knows there's no reason to be afraid. Her other hand comes up and cups his other cheek and gently guides his fave up to face her. His unusually dull eyes raise to meet caramel brown eyes. They're unusually dark as well. Izuku knows right then that he hates that look in her eyes. He wants to wipe it away. In the moment his and Ochako's eyes meet, his being and soul that was a raging sea calms into a calm, swaying ocean. It glitters with the little bit of light left in her eyes. Her soft thumb swipes away some tears on his cheekbones softly, but they never break eye contact. Izuku leans into her left hand, craving the touch that's already there. Promoted stories. You'll also like. Free. Onishots 149K3K. This is a collections of free. Readers. Requests on this are now closed. Hurt cuz I love you to death, Izuocha. Ha. 8.6K 141 Class 1A is now Class 2A and is working to be better heroes due to events that had happened before. Deku has gotten strong feelings toward Uraraka during the summer as the Kings and Queen Yandere Wakfu X Reader 54.7K 1.7 Kyonder. Wakfu X Reader. Images do not belong to me unless stated. Wakfu does not belong to me, it belongs to Enigma. This is being rewritten in another book on my profile. Her prince from the underworld, half demon is. 0.25.5k 450. It's basically the same story as my succubus Momo X Deku story. I know. Real original, but hey, now you guys get a Deku from the other side of the tracks. I am. Sequel of UR check mark 69.4k 1.8k. This book is the sequel of You Are So Better. Read that first before going here. Tears of joy, tears of joy. Thank you to that one reader that suggested this title. I can't see you sad face, but thank you. The Heroes Return MHAXJJK, ongoing 113k 1.7k in quad, Izuku. Midoriya, after being betrayed and killed, vanishes leaving hurt people behind. After 2 months and a hack, he come back. Changed. How will the class re? The hero who sings with a smile 37.7k 362 high. Guys, this is my first story I write on Wattpad. I hope you like it. Ochako's eyes speak louder than words need to. Those eyes that look so sad but relieved that she has him in her hands. Sad because of the awful war they just fought. Sad because of the horrors they, as children, have experienced. Sad because their innocence is gone. There's also that spark. The spark of strength and hope. The spark that Izuku loves so much. She wouldn't really be Ochako if she let that fade, would she? It comforts him, reminds him that there's always hope. While he's scared, Ochako reminds him that everything will be okay. He finds himself calm when she's around, not matter the circumstances. They sit with each other in silence, not a tense silence. A nice one. A silence Izuku thinks they both need. All these months, Izuku was afraid to express his feelings. Sure, he has always been the type to wear his heart on his sleeve, but he never outwardly speaks about it. He was afraid to get laughed at, he was afraid his friends would hate him. He was terrified of losing the people he grew to love because of his own weakness. But he supposes he'd always been weak. Wrong, is what Ochako says through her eyes. A quick furrow of the brows and slight pinch at his cheeks. Maybe he didn't need to say anything. Maybe she always knew how weak he is, but chose to encourage him because she saw his strengths better than the weaknesses. Ochako reminds him that he's not weak. He never, ever was. Izuku lived through years and years of abuse from everyone around him, from someone he wished was his friend, but never gave up on his dreams. He kept fighting until he reached the top. She smiles weakly at him. Is she reading his mind right now? Does she know him that well? Are his eyes projecting every single word that crosses his mind to her like some sort of television? Ochako always knows. He doesn't need to say a word because she always knows how he's feeling, what he's thinking, what he's doing. Ochako knows him better than anyone. Maybe even his own mother, who was the only person in his life for over a decade. How could this one girl figure him out so easily? Is he that easy to read? Or does she just care enough? The brunette lets her hands slide down to the sides of his neck to rest and she scoots closer. Izuku leans closer until their foreheads touch. They both close their eyes, to just be in each other's presence. Ochako's like a warm blanket in the middle of a blizzard. A light in the darkness. A friend to the lonely. Just everything good to everything bad. She's a hero. She's his hero. Ochako always has been his hero. Since day one, she was saving his ass. Saving him from the world and from himself. Here she is, doing it again without a word. Doing it with her existence alone. Izuku starts to cry a bit harder. This girl. This constant in his life that makes him so unbelievably happy, and makes him feel safe and loved. Izuku wishes he knew before. Or figured it out at least. The butterflies were gone, replaced by the sensation of warmth. His heart's flips replaced with the sensation of swelling each time he sees her smile, hears her voice, feels her nearby. The girl that picked him up off the side of the road, polished him, and created a beautiful and worthy ring. And she did it all because she saw Izuku. She didn't see a quirk, or lack thereof. She didn't see a sad boy. She didn't see the weak kid that he thought he was. She saw the hero in him, the kindness, the love. Ochako didn't ignore his darker side, rather she brought out the brightness so many sought to put out. She relit the fire that was slowly disappearing. Ochako wraps her arms around his shoulders and pulls him down gently into an embrace. He follows, and even loosely wraps his wrecked arms around her. If he could, he'd squeeze her tightly. He hears her sniffling. But he can't, so he breaks the silence with a broken cry of relief. You're okay. She chuckles lowly, tightening her hug just to be sure he knows she's there. Of course I'm okay, silly. I couldn't leave you here alone. He sniffles, desperately tucking his face into her hair for more closeness. I wouldn't forgive you if you left me. Likewise. No dyin' on me, Kay. He nods. You too. Ochako pats his back. I'm so happy you're alive, though. You seemed like you were ready to die when I last saw you. I was but. Never again. Don't think I'd forgive myself if I left you behind. I'd snatch you out the afterlife with my bare hands and smack you silly, Ochako threatens. That makes him laugh quietly. You're shaking so much. I didn't even notice, he whispers, only then feeling how horribly he's trembling. Did. Did you deal with Toga? There's silence. Ochako nods once. Izuku hums. They stay quiet again for a few moments. Then Ochako chokes on a sock she's been holding in and grips the back of his hero costume. What's remaining of it, anyway? I'm. God, Deku. I'm just so glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Uraraka. You saved me again. She laughs dryly. I might as well be your personal hero, like a bodyguard. That'd be nice. You'd always be by my side. Suddenly, she grabs his shoulders, pushes them away from each other and very intensely stares into his eyes. I will always be by your side, Deku. No matter what. We're a team, remember? Like the training exercise we did at the start of the year. You and me, remember? He blinks, eyes wide before he grins at her. Yeah, of course I remember. I could never forget. We had, like, a telepathic connection. Except for when Bakugo almost killed Ya. There was a slight hindrance in the moment. She shakes her head with a small smile playing on her lips. Hey, Deku, promise you'll always be with me. To the end of time, Uraraka. I promise. Good. The end of time, and beyond. And beyond, Izuku repeats with an firm nod. And thank you. Really, I mean it for everything. You've been the most amazing person in my life. Her cheeks take a soft pink blush with her natural pink cheeks. Then she ducks slightly. I'd do it all again in a heartbeat. He smiles even wider at that, but doesn't comment on it. Instead he sits up until it's too painful and says, let's go home, then. She looks up and finally gives him a true Uraraka Ochako smile. Bright and full. Perfect in his eyes. Beautiful. Familiar. A smile that is home to him. Yeah, let's. Where stories live. Discover now.